Hi everyone, welcome back to Kingdom Moving. God is talking. I hope you're listening. God said, are you ignoring him? If so, listen up. I'm a slave of Jesus Christ on assignment, yes. God's son, his descendant from David, roots him in history. His unique identity as Son of God was shown by the Spirit when Jesus was raised from the dead, setting him apart as the Messiah, our Master. Through him we receive both the generous gift of his life and the urgent task of passing it to others who received it by entering into obedience, trust in Jesus. Yes, is that what you're doing? I hope so. You are who you are through this gift and call of Jesus Christ. I thank God through Jesus for every one of you. I do. Whom I love and worship and serve by spreading the good news of his son, the messenger. Are you getting this message? I hope so. This extraordinary message of God's powerful plan to rescue everyone who trusts him, starting with those who know him and everyone else. God's way of putting people right shows up in the acts of faith, confirming what Scripture has said all along. The person in right standing before God by trusting him really lives. But God's angry displeasure erupts as acts of human mistrust and wrongdoings and lying accumulate as people try to put a shroud over truth. But the basic reality of God is plain enough. Open your eyes and there it is. By taking a long and thoughtful look at what God has created, people have always been able to see what their eyes as such can't see. Eternal power, for instance, and the mystery of his divine being. Yes. So nobody has a good excuse. Nobody. What happened was these people, they knew perfectly well, but when they didn't treat him like God, refusing to worship him, they trivialized themselves into silliness and confusion so that there was neither sense nor direction left in their lives. They pretended to know it all, but where y'all going? You're illiterate. You're illiterate regarding life, is what he said. They traded the glory of God who holds the whole world in his hands for cheap figurines you can buy at the roadside stand. So God said, in effect, the power. If that's what you want, that's what you get. It wasn't long before they were living in pig pens smeared with filth, filthy inside and out. Ugh. And all this because they traded the true God for a fake God and worshiped the God they made. How you gonna make a God? How you gonna make a God? You ignorant. God said you ignorant. Instead of the God who made them, the power. You leave power for that, something that you made. The God who blesses. The God who blesses people. The God who blesses us. Oh, yes. Worse follow. Worse follow. Refusing to know God. They soon didn't know how to be human either. Women didn't know how to be women. Men didn't know how to be men, sexually confused. They abused and defiled one another. Women with women, men with men, all lust, no love. And then they paid for it. Oh, how they paid for it. Emptied of God and love, godless and loveless, wretches. Since they didn't bother to acknowledge God, God quit bothering them and let them run loose. And then all hell broke loose, rampant evil, grabbing and grasping, vicious backstabbing. They made life hell on earth with their envy and killing. What it sound like? What it sound like? Bickering and cheating. Look at them, mean-spirited, venomous, folk tongue, God bashers. Are you a God basher? I hope not. Bullies, swaggers, insufferable, cruel, cold-blooded. And it's not as if they don't know. It's not as if they don't know better. They know perfectly well. They know perfectly well. They're spitting in God's face. They spitting in God's face. And they don't care. And worse, they hand out prizes. Who those who do the worst thing best. They hand out prizes for it. Ignoring God leads to a downward spiral. That's where it leads you to. So if you're ignoring God, that's what you're going to get. You ignore him, he's going to ignore you. That's it. God has spoken. Children, listen up. I'm telling you, listen up. He coming. The Son of Man is coming, the Messiah. Get ready. Get ready. You better settle up. God says settle up. Settle up. Son of Man coming. And you ain't even gonna know when. The power. I told you, we up under open heaven, vulnerable. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? God still love you. But you better listen up. You better listen, children. You better listen. Subscribe. God speaks loudly. Loud. Get into it.